Hello and welcome everyone. Welcome to another episode of DevChatter. My name is Brendan, and today we are going to be looking at some pull requests, specifically one that came in on our DevChatter bot, and then we are also going to be looking at some ASP.NET and C# code. 1 second, I'm going to mess with my lighting a little bit. There we go. Okay. So I'm hoping that my lighting ends up being better today than it previously has been. The reason I delayed is I was setting up a little bit more light in the room, so we'll see how it turns out. Root guy likes Emacs. Well, Root guy, we don't use VI or Emacs on here. Not to say that we wouldn't, but we haven't yet. More than likely what we're going to work on today is Visual Studio, probably not in code. And roughly, I will get to what I'm working on in a second. So the couple of things we're going to do today, and for anybody that is wondering, we are going to be reviewing this pull request that came in from Async Awake. I think it's a good one. It's short, but sweet. Then we are also going to be looking at a new issue that I added in, which is a feature idea that I want to do in the bot, and I think it's a really cool one that a lot of you are going to like. And then I want to mess around in our chat bot. There's a couple of things I want to work on, and specifically one of them. So I want to dig into SignalR a little bit. I haven't messed with SignalR core more than what I've done on the stream so far, and I do want to do that. If a lot of people, so Nuffly, if what you mean is the rock, paper, scissors game, I was thinking about working on that today. So if people do want me to work on that one, I can work on that instead, because it's going to be the exact same technology, regardless of which one we do. So I could go either way on that one. But first off, we are going to review this pull request, because it did come in, and anytime someone gets us a pull request, we want to review it. Welcome, Enrique 8923. Thank you for following. Hopefully we can earn that follow there by having a nice, good stream today. So here is what we are gonna do. Oh man, wait, hang on a second. I need to check something. Whoa, this could be big, guys. Hang on. Let me refresh this here. I need to see something. Oh, no, okay. So that was follower number 999 right there. And Enrique, you are follower number 999. I thought for a second you might have been number 1000. So, I guess we know what that means. Anyone who's currently in chat and hasn't clicked that button. So anyway, let's go ahead and review this pull request real fast. Okay, so this pull request is related to an issue that we have in here, and I noticed that the pull request didn't reference that issue, so I'm going to pull its number right here. That was this one, number 192. Oh, actually it does reference it. Okay, added a commit that referenced it. Did it say fixes it somewhere? I don't see the reference. This will fix. Okay, so cool trick for anybody that doesn't know it. If you put... Oh, he's got it in the title. Okay. Yeah, alright. Sounds good. It's in the title. I didn't see it there. Yep, it's right up there. So I think because he says fixes, I think it's going to figure out that this, this works. Oh, thanks, Nuffly. Welcome, Greendolf. And, hey, Enrique, you talked in chat. Awesome. Thank you. I love it when people talk in chat. Okay, so here's the thing. The issue that we had was if you run our schedule command right now, so the bot is running, and this is on the schedule, hang on, and you don't pass in anything, nothing happens. But if you pass in your offset, say -4, which is mine, it will spit back what our schedule is, so that you know, anyone in chat can say, hey, I want to know what the schedule is. When are you next going to be live? That's the way they can do it. Okay, so the problem is, I kind of feel like if you don't do anything, it's yeah, Nuffly, we're gonna add that. Don't worry, we're gonna add that. Yeah, so we will, Nuffly. There's complexity with that though. So you are correct about your time zone. The problem is the number of people in time zones that are going to mess it up. So my time zone right now is this one. It's Eastern Daylight Time in the United States. But a lot of people are going to say Eastern Standard Time because they don't realize that in the summer, their time zone actually changed. So, that's the complexity there. Yes, exactly, because they don't know how that works. So, anyway, so the idea is we want it to spit back UTC if you didn't specify anything, and you could convert if you wanted to. And then the other option... yeah, exactly. Your Central European time and Central European summertime. Kind of like, you know, in England, for example, they switched to BST, which is British summertime. Okay, so taking a look at that pull request, Async Awake took the liberty of doing a couple of extra things. So fixed up some of the responses that we get. So if you pass in an argument that's not a number, it's going to respond back and tell you, you know, some information that's relevant and useful. And then the next thing is, if you don't specify anything, it's going to respond back with UTC. And then when you do respond back, he's going to spit back a number. So it's going to tell you UTC -4 if you typed -4 like I did. Okay, so let's take a look at his code. And actually, let's take a look at his code like this. So, cool trick. One of the reasons why I like using this tool that I use, so I'm using GitHub Desktop as the tool to access GitHub and pull in our repositories. Now, I could use the command line, I could use almost any tool. The reason why I use a GUI one is because it's a little easier for people on the stream, and especially if we have people that are newer to Git. Sometimes I'll hop into the command line and show some things that you can do, but other times I want it to be easy for people to understand. So the reason I use this tool specifically, one of the nice things, is I can actually pull down a pull request. So instead of choosing a branch, I can actually switch over to pull requests, and it will actually go and fetch and do all that additional work for me, which is not a normal case. So it's nice to be able to do that. Wait, why didn't that work? That's hilarious. I tell you guys I can do this, and then I can't actually do it? What is going on? Oh, man. Yeah, so arid tag, one of the options is if you can... the challenge with that is you gotta then figure out what are the paired time zones. So essentially, it's if you choose a time zone that's not currently in use, you need to get the one that is in use, and we could totally write that, but that's a case that we'd have to do, because clearly they did not mean, you know, a time zone that's not currently used by anyone. Okay, so for some reason that's not coming in, so let's review it on here, I guess. Why not? Okay, so essentially what we were doing before is we had we did a try parse to get the argument they'd passed in, or if the try parse failed, if the try parse succeeded, because wait, yeah, so we did not. So if the try parse failed, or if the try parse succeeded, then we would also check and make sure that offset's greater than 18 or less than negative 18. So the reason being that this is our failure case right here. So, and then we were returning before. So we were saying if any of these things failed, then, you know, return. But we're not going to return anymore. So what he changed the code to is he said, first off, create what our offset's going to be, because we're going to have an offset unless they gave us something invalid. So he basically said if we didn't get the argument, set the offset equal to 0. So we didn't get an argument, set it to 0. Done. Easy. Otherwise, we did get an argument. So then we say try it. If the argument is not a valid argument for whatever reason, and this is the same check we did before, then respond back with, hey, it's got to be, within this range, and return. If we didn't fail this case, and that means that they gave us a valid number, that means we're going to set it to the offset. Then down here, what he does is he displays in the string that we send back what the offset is. So there's only one weird part about this that I am pretty sure is going to happen, and there's a way to fix it. So I'm going to go ahead and approve this. I actually already approved it. We're going to merge it in, and then I'm going to quickly add the missing piece after I show it to you running. You'll understand why there's a slight issue with it once I show you that. Okay, so let's go ahead and click back on conversation, come down here, confirm the merge, and now we're going to go back into here, and we are going to pull master again. So now when I fetch, we're going to get this, and I will pull in his changes. A little bit weird, it's still right, but our history's getting a little bit messed up by that. I probably should have squashed his merge now that I think about it, just because it was a weird one and didn't really need what was in it. So history's a little messed up. I realized that right after clicking that. And then this didn't actually clear. See, it did need to be in the text of it. So having the fix the issue thing in there didn't actually get it. Okay. Well, we'll do that. So now the issue is closed, and I'm going to go ahead and pull this in, which it should have already done. And let's go ahead and restart the bot. Alright. Whoops, I do not want to save the output, thank you. Why would I want to do that? Okay, bot is running again, and it's back in chat. Let's check out the schedule command, passing in nothing. Okay, so see how it says UTC 0? That's the weird part that I'm talking about. So if I say schedule -4, it puts it in my time. And if I say schedule +2, that puts it in Central European summertime. And what is weird about this is that it says at UTC 2, and we want it to say +2. So we want it to say +0, +2, and -4, etc. We want it to say that it is an operation on UTC. So in order to do that, we are going to need to force the formatting onto that number. And let's see, I forget how you do this. I don't want optional. Positive sign. Force positive, negative, sign, C#. Here's what we're going to look up, because I don't remember the formatting string for that. Can I make a PR for parsing time zone names? Absolutely, Nuffly. Keep in mind that we use Notatime, so it's actually pretty good about that kind of stuff. So yeah, absolutely, go for a PR on it. We'd love it. Weird. Force sign. Okay, so plus number, semicolon, minus number. Okay, so I'm going to try that and just see what we get. I'm going to hop over to the schedule command real fast. And I'm going to say plus number, semicolon, minus number. Since whoops, minus number. I don't know if that's going to work, but there is a good way to test it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do scratch testing real quickly. So this is where I always give myself a little spot where I can do a little bit of testing. I have a test file that I can build a test in, and if I decide I want to keep it, I'll pull it into the correct test file. If I don't really want to keep it, I'll either delete it out of here or I'll just leave it in the file, for example. And I can look at it later, that way I don't check that again. Nuffly. I don't think there is one for that yet, but I will add one right now. Should allow specifying time zone by what is it, abbreviation? Time zone by abbreviation schedule command. And here is an example. Thing as schedule +2. There we go. Now there is definitely one. And I'm going to toss a couple of labels on it. We're going to call that an enhancement. And we'll say help wanted. And feel free to toss your name on that, comment on it or something to let people know you're working on it. And now jumping back to this. Here is what I wanted to check. I want to... did I not pull that in? Okay. So I want to say foo dot should be foo. So first off, I'm going to make that test which is going to just work and pass, right? Because clearly the string foo is going to equal the string foo. No question there. If that doesn't come back green, then I don't know. Wait, it didn't come back green? It didn't run. Why didn't it run? Okay. There we go. I was going to say, what? Okay, so negative number equals -4. Whoops, -4. And now int positive number equals 2. So now I'm going to say negative number and positive number should be -4 and +2. So that's what we're looking for here. I don't know if that's... I mean, I know it's not going to work as is because I haven't put the formatting on it yet. But once we do... Okay, there we go. So it came back with -4 and 2. So it displayed this one with a negative sign, and it did not add the sign to this one. So what I'm going to do is this. I am going to say, and minus number, semicolon, plus number. Because that seemed to be what people were saying would do it. So now, let's run this again. Okay, what did it come back with? Oh, but was -2? Oh, okay, so I did not understand what the internet was saying. What? Okay, let me add it there and just make sure it still works. So we're going to apply it either case. Okay, well, it came back with a negative number there and the positive number there. So, in that case, now when I run this, if I put this in here the same way, then what we should get when we restart this, stop, exit, okay. Let's go, let's go, let's do this! Okay, so it did a 0 there. And what about... Oh yeah, there we go. Got it. Nice. Okay, now that's not quite perfect. I want to change one thing. So I want to do 0. I'm going to paste in the same thing, because I actually want to say +0 on that one. Because I think +0 is what's going to make the most sense. Okay, cool. There we go. Let's put that in there. So go back to the schedule command. And we might move this over to be on that command somewhere, or make a little helper method that does that and actually test that. We'll see. Okay, tests are all working. Let's go ahead and stop the bot. Whoops. Stop. Exit. Here we go. Goodbye, bot.
Developers.
And welcome everyone from C# Fritz's stream. Thank you for the auto host. And thank you, Chris. I mean, C. Carr for the follow. Anyway, welcome everyone from the C# Fritz stream. We are doing a little bit of coding right now. Programming in C#. We're going to do ASP.NET code as well. ASP.NET Core, I should specify. And we currently just testing out some formatting that we were doing here in our little test there. And so now if I run this, the schedule commands shows us our schedule in my time zone and other people's time zone as well. And if I specify nothing, it does it in UTC. And it says at UTC +0, which I actually almost wonder maybe at the 0 we should just leave out the +0. But I think it makes it clear that we're doing some kind of a modification. So there we go. Alright, let's go ahead and get this change committed. I'm not sure if I want to save that test or not. I guess I will, because why not? Changing the number formatting for schedule offset display. And it may yell at me about that because it's a little bit of a long name there. Schedule formatting. So we're going to make that branch, push that up there, and let's go ahead and make a pull request for that, and we'll let that build while we go and work on something else. Because that is such a minor feature, we're not too worried about it. So that was schedule formatting. And is that their only changes? Yep, those are the only ones. Changing the number formatting for schedule offset display. Sounds good. Alright, so this is going to go ahead and build on AppVerer, so we're going to wait for that to finish. While that's going, we're going to go ahead and write some more code. Blue Raven 77, we are using C# here. So C# code in ASP.NET Core primarily. So What I want to do is... Oh, did we not finish, did we? Hang on. Opening command prompt. Whoops. Meant to do that. And if we look at that, we can see that I was right. Death and Taxes was done. So for anybody that's wondering, our Death and Taxes branch, we added a tax into our list of commands. So I can tax Nightbot, for example. And you'll see that the bot then chimes back in and says, "Our taxation department says you owe 100 coins, Nightbot. Thanks." And takes 100 coins away from Nightbot. So, get branch-d. Get checkout master. Get branch merged. Alright, there we go. And I'm actually going to work on the schedule formatting right now. That's a good question, Greendorf. I didn't check to see if I can tax for a negative amount. Let me try this. Coins. Tax. Greendorf. -10. Hey, I can tax for negative amounts. There you go, Greendorf. Congratulations. Luckily, I'm the only one that can. Actually, I'm not the only person that can tax, but any of our mods can actually tax people. Blue Raven, you want to be an internet god and smite all. Will this language suffice? C# is actually a pretty good language for smiting all on the internet. It runs on Windows, Linux, and Mac, and if you're using Xamarin, for example, you can run it on mobile devices as well. C# can be used to build web applications, GUI applications. It is a scripting language in some ways because, I should say you can act like one, even though it's not one, because of the C# compiler class that exists within the .NET Core framework, so you can actually run code based on a string. It also runs on toasters and modern browsers. Yes, Greendorf is correct. So you can run it on a Raspberry Pi, for example. It runs in Docker, so you can do a lot of things with it. With Unity, you can make games with it. So it's a fairly good language to work with. I wouldn't say that there is any best language for anything. They all excel at different stuff. So, yeah, so that's the thing there. Let's see. So, we got that merged in, and we fixed up that piece. Was there anything else that I wanted to do on the bot before we switched over to rock, paper, scissors? So, my plan for today was to attempt to connect SignalR, which is just part of .NET Core now. So, .NET Core 2.1 app right here using the Web SDK means that this is an ASP.NET Core web app. And this package reference, this .app, should now include SignalR. Oh, Nuffly! If you actually don't know what SignalR is, I can absolutely answer that question. So SignalR is basically, I guess I'll call it a library, maybe a framework. I'd have to think about that one for a second. Essentially, the idea is that SignalR is love. So when you talk to a web server, your browser makes a connection to it, requests data, and that comes in and it builds HTML for you. So, for example, just to show you what I mean, if I request the index.html page on our site here, you can see this code up here. And what that does is ASP.NET is going to build an HTML page that your browser knows how to understand. And so when it does this, that is an individual HTTP request. So a basic HTTP request is just, you know, a single communication it makes out to your server. It says, hey, I want this thing, and your server comes back and says, okay, here it is. And that's all that happens. If you want to get, if you want to feel like you're actually interacting with something, the way that that works is we have an abstraction layer in our code that kind of makes it feel like you're maintaining a session with that server, and we do that through cookies and session variables and other things like that. So it feels like you have a consistent experience with that website, but really all that's happening is it's an individual communication each time, and without sending a token to tell the server, hey, I'm still that same request going on, it doesn't really know who you are. So, because it's a new request each time. So that's what's weird about the web. And what makes it hard for developers to understand at first is that's how the communication is working. So there is a newer way of talking with a web server, and it is it's, for example, WebSockets is one of the ways that you can do that. And what's interesting about SignalR is that it essentially hides away what we'd call maybe the transport layer here, and that's what I'm discussing. So the standard HTTP request is one way that you can communicate with a server, and if you want it to feel like you have a consistent line of communication, one of the best ways to do that is to poll the server. So that means, like, every, you know, certain amount of time you ask the server again, hey, do you have an update for me? Hey, do you have an update for me? And you keep telling it, hey, I'm that same guy, do you have an update for me? Hey, I'm that same guy, do you have an update for me? And there are better ways of doing that now, and one of the best ways is called WebSockets. And WebSockets is a new it's a new protocol that is supported by basically everything modern now, so there's no reason not to use it. But when SignalR first came out, one of the advantages of it is that it made it so that... So hang on one second. Yeah, sorry, I had to sneeze there. So SignalR made it so you didn't have to worry about whether or not everything supported WebSockets. You could essentially do polling, and essentially it had fallbacks of what transport layer you wanted to use. So that was the advantage of SignalR. It still is a nice framework for maintaining a communication line between a client and a server. In most cases, your client is your web browser. So, web browser. And the server is, say, IIS or something like that. And that's what allows you to have this consistent communication and essentially do, like, a push down to the browser. Blue Raven 77, welcome. Thank you for the follow. I will take it to mean that you're enjoying the stream so far. Okay, so that's the basic idea. Hey, Kazru, welcome back. Glad to hear it. Yeah, so that is the idea with SignalR. And now, as I mentioned, I have not messed around much with SignalR in core, and it had actually been a while since I'd messed around with it previously. I got stuck well, for a little while I got stuck in Java land, actually, and some of the other stuff I'm working on, we just haven't gotten the chance to use it yet. So today I want to change that, and I want to mess around a little bit with SignalR for core. So what I'm going to do is this. Blue Raven, yeah, if you want to learn how to make games, it probably will take you years if you actually want to learn how to make games and not just to use like a game builder, we'll call it. But if you do want to look into that and C# looks interesting, I would recommend you look into Unity, which is a very nice game building. So it's a game building framework? Yeah, it's a framework. What was I doing? I was opening this one because people requested I work on this one. Is it fine if I use a lib to parse the names? Nuffly, what library are you planning on using to parse out the names? Does Notatime not parse time zone names? Why don't you check and see if Notatime already does it, because that's a library we already have a dependency on. I write Java by first writing C# and then removing all the joy and happiness. Wow, Greendorf. Wow. Java's not that bad. One of the problems with writing Java is it feels a lot like C#, and then you're like, oh yeah, this is like C#, and then you're like, oh wait, I can't do that yet. I can't do that yet. They don't have that feature yet. And you're like, all right, how did I used to do this? Oh right, I did like a for loop or something like that, and then you'd fall back to the old Java way. I saw you recognize me on a little PR on C# Fritza stream. Oh yeah, yes, DevChatter hype. Yep, I noticed you over on that one. I was like, hey, that's one of our regulars. So, okay. So, we just switched projects, so we were looking at our chatbot, but now I just jumped us over to our rock, paper, scissors, boom project. Now this one is a little interesting, and I'm going to give it a little bit of explanation because I know some people in here are new. So the first thing I'm going to mention to anybody who is new is that all the code we work on on the stream here we shove out to GitHub, including this project and our chatbot. They are all out there. And then the next thing I'm going to do is this. I am going to jump over to this project in here, and I am going to take a look at what the state of things was on here, because I was planning on doing the chatbot. Oh, good. The pull request finished. I'm going to go and merge that in now. This is the simple one that we just did, our formatting string. I'm not worried about the format string breaking everything. That is such a small change. I'm not terrified of that. So we'll do that. And now I want to hop over to the other project. So as I told you, everything's out on github.com/devchatter. And I'm going to open up the rock, paper, scissors, boom project. Oh, we have an issue? What's the issue? Add match ID to previous data, allow bots to run multiple matches. Oh, yeah. And our current commit is not building. Huh. I checked it in broken. Right, because I think we were at the very end of a stream, and I was like, well, this is my branch, so I can just shove it in, and this won't break anything for anybody, because it's a... So, one of the things that I do for branches that I should mention, and I recommend other people do on feature branches as well, if a branch is intended to only be worked on by one user, I put my name in front of it. Now, the reason I do that, so some people would tell you, hey, if you're not ready to share that with someone else, don't even push it. Now, the reason I do this is because I want to push it out there so that I have it saved first off, so if my computer crashes, for example, I still have the changes I made, but additionally I can work on it on more than one computer. So if I grab a laptop, for example, I can pull the code in. If I go work on someone else's computer, I can pull the code in. And I don't have to worry about making a connection to the repository I have locally. And I can get away with that as long as I've pushed it out. And by putting my name on the front, that tells everybody else, hey, don't depend on this, you're not doing that. If I'm expecting more than one person to work on it, I'm going to preface it with a team name, or if it's a large project that everybody's going to work on, it's not going to have anything in front of it. So, let's see, is there an abstraction for random on the bot? WTF blub? Do you mean on the chat bot, or do you mean for the rock paper scissors? Yeah, no problem, Kasru. Yeah, so on the chatbot there is an abstraction for random. I can jump over and show you that real quickly. So we have my random that we use, and it automatically seeds based on time at the start of when the bot starts. So when I restart the bot, it seeds based on time, creating a new random object because I used static. And it actually is not really when I started, it's the first time anything touches this name, I believe, is when these static values actually run. And then it'll grab random numbers in order to make sure that everything works and we go in order and no one's grabbing at the same time. We use a sync lock. So that's how that works. Pretty easy. Okay, so I had a build error. So I am going to build this and see if we have an error. If we do, we'll fix it. If not, I'll try running the test to see if that's where the error is. So we're going to run the unit tests, because it doesn't seem to be one there. Oh, I wonder if it's a 2.1 issue. I bet it's a 2.1 issue. Hang on. 2.1. Okay. Let's take a look at what the error was. Details. Going back over here again. Restoring that exit with code 1. I saw an error in there. Version conflict detected. Razor language reference package. Okay. See, it was a reference issue. Okay, I believe those don't get used anymore. I think in 2.1 that's no longer a thing, now that the official 2.1 is out. I think that's the problem. So they changed up a little bit about the references in ASP.NET Core. So what I removed was the code generation. So they had code generation and other tools like that that needed to get included while we were in the early stages of ASP.NET Core. That's not a problem anymore. So, okay. Let's go ahead and commit. Oh, actually, I probably already fixed it here, and that's probably what it was. I had these uncommitted changes, so that's adding the API bot. I don't necessarily want to commit that just yet. What is this one? Changing up how we use the client? That doesn't look like it fixed the error either. That has nothing to do with it. So what I'm going to do is not check those in yet, and I'm going to check this one in as fixing. So removing the code generation reference. Reference? Helps if you type things correctly. We're going to push that up separately from these other two. I believe that will fix the error. We'll go ahead and watch and find out. Okay. So that'll go ahead and go on up there. And here I was changing how we did the HTTP client. So I was trying to reduce the number of clients we create. So I was hoping to just create one and then use that. But I kind of feel like we need to switch this so that we're using SignalR instead of doing that web communication that we set up initially. So that is going to be what I'm going to work on now. Let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to undo these changes. So, sorry changes, you're just not important enough. So we're going to reload everything. And I am going to jump over here. And I told you that inside of this package, let me show you again, right here, so Microsoft.ASP.NET Core.app, this package is actually a package that contains many smaller packages. So this lets us reference a lot of extra things. In 2.1 we were using all, but they now want us to use app. And this is a different set of items. App, I believe, comes with SignalR. So if I open this up and I check my dependencies, open up NuGet, and I open up app, this shows us what is in that. So if you want to see what's in that, you can open this up and it'll show you by just expanding that. And you can see there are actually a lot of ASP.NET Core dependencies, including SignalR. There it is. So these are our SignalR dependencies right here that it brings in automatically when we include app. So for anybody that doesn't know, the way that ASP.NET Core works differently from ASP.NET, the big difference is that ASP.NET Core is actually including the libraries in your project instead of depending on them being installed on your server. So whenever you deployed things in the past with ASP.NET, you always had to make sure that the server had all the dependencies that you needed in order to run ASP.NET. That's part of the reason why it only ran on Windows, IIS, you know, that kind of situation. But now we don't have that worry. It actually just works anywhere, and it'll run on Linux and everything like that. So that's what we get there. Let's go ahead and try creating a hub. So, since SignalR is in the web project, for now I'm going to put the folder in the web project. So I'm going to go ahead and make a hubs folder. And I'm actually not 100% that I want the directionality going this way, where they're SignalRing into me. I'm not 100% yet. It might be going the other way. Actually, now that I think about it, I think I might be going the other way. Who's hosting SignalR? I think the bot is, not the server. I think I have this backwards in my head. So I'm going to put it over here. Let me confirm that one's right. It has app. Yeah, okay. So let's do this. Hubs. For now, I'm going to call it Foo Hub, because I don't know what hub we're going to create, but I'm going to make Foo Hub. There actually is Nuffly. There actually is a way to do it with Notatime, and it's pretty easy. Awesome, Nuffly. Yeah, I figured Notatime probably covered it, so that's really cool. So I want to use a SignalR hub, and then that should make that piece work. Once I do this, I should now have the ability to have a send message or something like that. So public async task send message, something like that, right? Request move async string what are we passing in? Yeah, Foo Hub. I know, best name ever, Foo Hub. What do we want to do? We want to we have a reference to core. Yes. If you ever need a hub for something called a hub, you mean a hub? Because really, I think you're saying if you need a hub for something called bub, you want to call it a hubbub. What's all the hubbub? Alright, so... Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Foo Hub. We are going to... Wait, is it bot choice or is it a decision? Turn Alright, we're going to sort of fake this for now. So, we're going to await that. There we go. Okay. I have no idea where Greendolf's name is from, actually. Okay, so we're going to hack that in there, and then that should work, I think. Or wait, no, I'm doing that wrong. It's clients, Wait, what's core async versus send async? I don't know the difference there. Do I need this, or is this a void now? Oh, whoops. I think I can just wait that, and then the task is awaiting this. Okay, yeah, that should be right. No. Yeah. So, Chris, you are correct, but I think I want to do it this way. Because I don't actually think I want to return here. I think I need to just await and send back, if I'm remembering correctly. In order to make this run now, I need to add into my startup and configure services. Do services dot add signalar. Actually, I don't know which one we want. It's a good question. I'm just going to add signalar to make sure that we get what we need. We didn't run this project yet, so I'm going to go ahead and run it, and we're going to take a look at what we get. Okay, so the server's running. So I just ran the game. We are not yet including that bot, but we should. Clear that. Oops, I really don't want to take that much space for that. Run the match should. There we go. Just closing down stuff. Run the game. There it is. Okay. So, I want to call the Web API bot, which we have right here, but I don't want to call it there. I want to connect to its hub. So for now, let's go ahead and run this. We're going to see how slow this is, and you're going to see why I want to connect it to signalar. So right now, it returns back this decision, which I forget which one it is. I think rock. And when I run this page, watch how long we wait for this. So, because it's doing individual HTTP... Oh, whoops. Hang on. Forgot. It needs to recompile. Some changes it actually has to recompile from. So now we can sit here and we can wait for this to run. And it'll run for a while. So that's fun. Okay, so the next thing, while that's going, I am going to look at... I'm not going to click save, by the way. I'm going to configure this application. And so what I want to do is I want to say app dot... what is it? Is it use hub? Hub? Where's the hub thing? What's it called? Signalar? Use signalar. Okay. So we did services add SignalR. Now I want to use SignalR. And to do this, I need to say what my route is, I believe. Hang on. What did IntelliSense tell me here? IntelliSense, help me out. Ah. Builder. Okay, we're going to do that. Builder, build me a thing. Builder dot. Map hub, there we go. Foo hub. Foo hub. And this one is going to be like /foo. Right? I do believe that we should now have foo as our hub destination thingy that other stuff can talk to now. Did this finish? Run the game. Rockster the example. Did okay. Did about as well as Rocky. Which actually, I think it must have a failure case. Because it is missing a match, and so is paper. So something must fail in one of those, and I'm not sure what it is. Neither. Oh, it's the tie. It had a tie. Okay. We don't list the ties yet. So for anyone who's wondering, our bots are playing rock, paper, scissors. I'm going to give a quick explanation of how they're playing it, because it's not a standard game of rock, paper, scissors. So I want to make sure that that's clear. The way that it works is this. Each bot is going to face each other bot 1,000 times in game of rock, paper, scissors. And what it's going to do is, the bots are going to choose rock, paper, scissors, or dynamite or water balloon. Now, dynamite and water balloon obviously being the special ones, dynamite will beat rock, paper, and scissors. You'll notice it's got arrows pointing to rock, scissors, and paper, right there saying it beats them. Water balloon loses to rock, paper, and scissors, but it beats dynamite. So this sort of off-balances the pattern a little bit. And clearly dynamite is, in this scenario, the best option, water balloon the worst option, and rock, paper, and scissors somewhere in the middle. Because of this, we limit the amount of dynamite that you can use in the match. So I mentioned that you were going to play 1,000 rounds in a match. That 1,000 rounds, you are allowed to throw dynamite 100 times. So it limits it to that, and you get restricted to 100 dynamites. Which also means that if you count your opponent's dynamite usage, you might realize, hey, they don't have any dynamite left. I should never throw a water balloon ever again, because they'll never throw dynamite. So, a little bit of wisdom there. If you ever get in that situation, don't throw a water balloon. If they're out of dynamite, there's no reason. Okay, so we've got that set up. The next thing that we need to do is we need to create a client connection to this. Water balloon should beat dynamite because the water would put out the fuse. Yeah, Blue Raven. No, that's how it works. Water balloon does beat dynamite. It's the only thing that does. Yep, water balloon beats dynamite. Yeah. It's, the weird part is you have to tell people that scissors don't beat dynamite. We understand that they could cut the fuse, but we're trying to make a game here, and you can't have two things beat dynamite. Just doesn't work. Okay. So, but the water balloon would make paper all soggy and stuff. Yeah, Kasru, but that's actually a good thing for the paper. Because, you know, that's how you make, like, paper mache, so you can build stuff with the paper then, once it's wet. So, and yes, I know it could rust the scissors, too. And, I mean, over time, rocks become polished by water. Okay, so we have that piece set up. The next thing that we need to do is we need to connect a client. So we could do this in JavaScript, but I don't want to do it in C#. I want to do it in C#, not in JavaScript. So I need to look up the .NET client because I don't actually know it. So 1 second. SignalR core C# client. Microsoft.NET client. Here we go. Found the article that I want to look at. we go. Okay, so SignalR client. I have a feeling that was included, but maybe not. Let's take a look. So NuGet and SignalR common. Client is not in there. Okay. They win. So what I am going to do is this. I am going to edit this, duplicate this line, hop over here, grab this name, and hop in here with that. Boom! Microsoft ASP.NET Core SignalR.Client. So that should be the .NET client. The water balloon would make the scissors slippery, and they would accidentally stab themselves. Blue Raven, I love it. That is a hilarious way of describing that. That is completely ridiculous. Okay, so this is expecting us to be in a like a client application, so think WPF or WinForms. We're not going to do that. So here's what we're going to do instead. For now, we're just going to toss it and run the game. Which, yes, I know, not the best place to put it, but no big deal. Hub connection is apparently a thing. So we're going to make a hub connection, and then inside of our constructor, we are going to build that connection right about there. And yeah, we're going to have to change how this works because we're going to need to support more than one bot, so I'm going to put this here. And I said it was at foo, I think? I said foo? I said foo! Yeah, I said foo. There we go. Foo! Okay, so that's our URL. We're going to build that connection. So that should make a connection to our hub, and then what do we need to do next? Then when we use it, we're going to connection sync start. Interesting. So now I want to go to our Web API bot. Actually, this should go in the Web API bot. What am I smoking? I am smoking something here, guys. I don't know what it is, but it is strong stuff. Clearly. Oh. Actually, no, I am definitely smoking something. Hang on. Let me put all these back for a second. Because I don't want Web API bot. Bot. Class. SignalR bot. I found the problem with the name SignalR. I need my CTOR, my trusty CTOR. We're going to go ahead and put in those. So we're going to give it a name and an API root. Then I'm going to go steal from run the game. Now I'm going to go steal that connection, put it up at the top, and build it in the constructor for now. And then, which means I no longer need it here. I no longer need it here. Which means I no longer need that. Now down here, instead of calling the Web API bot, I'm going to call the SignalR bot. I'm going to call the SignalR bot. We don't want this one to return. So the previous one returned rock. We don't want this one to do that. So I am going to do this. It's a good name. Let's see. Signal the Wise. There's a good name. Signal the Wise. And was this... this was a base bot. So we made a base class for these. There we go. Now I need to override something. Get decision. So when asked for decision, this one needs to respond back with whatever the next decision is. Okay, so we don't want that. We want to make our Signal R connection now. Sorry, people are saying something in chat. What would be the easiest way to test the command now? What do you mean, Nuffly? Write a unit test, pass it some data, and make sure that it gets you back the ones you want. So test it with EDT, EST, and CEST and CET. Let's see. Call hub methods from the client. Okay, so now here, whoops, this is not async, my bad. Okay, so send that with previous result. Oh, right, okay, so we're gonna wait for that. Okay. Don't know if you have touched this on stream yet, but what do you think about Microsoft's acquisition of GitHub? Kazru, we talked about that briefly when the announcement came through. So on Tuesday, actually, we had a Microsoft employee, one of their cloud developer advocates, was one of our guests on Tuesday, and we did chat a little bit about Microsoft's acquisition of GitHub. I think that it is going to be positive, and a few of the reasons that I think it's going to be positive is that I think Microsoft is unlikely to change significantly how GitHub works. They're probably going to be leaving them on their own. I think some of the reasons that they acquired them is because Microsoft wants to have their hands in a build system and source control, and their VisualStudio.com VSTS solution really leaves some things to be desired. I mean, it works, it runs Git, it's functional, I use it, and it is there, and it's not bad, but GitHub definitely is the more popular option. And so clearly GitHub's doing something right. So I think Microsoft wants to be able to have that as like a first-class, piece of their solution. And I think they wanted to get to it before one of their competitors did. So I think part of the reason they bought them is so that Google didn't buy them, for example. In terms of benefit to us, GitHub was already getting VC funding, so it had money behind it. So getting Microsoft there doesn't suddenly mean that GitHub's gonna, massively grow. I wouldn't expect that. That money they spent on it is really just going to investors and owners and things like that, and not really fueling the company's growth. But I do expect some positive things about this. Let's see, return. I'm gonna balloon for now. So I need to look at how this works. Where did I leave that article? So, as I said, I don't know how this .NET client works. I've only ever called SignalR from JavaScript before. So, let's see. Call client methods from the hub. Yeah, so define the method the hub calls. Okay. Okay, so on receive message, and then dispatcher.invoke. We don't have a dispatcher. We're not in WPF or anything like that. It's a good question. What do we want to do with this then? So, I think this needs an event. I think we need an event. Oh, Ace Flames Hero, I will absolutely check out your PR. Wait, my title is wrong? My title's wrong. Really? Crap, what's my title say? Ah, really? Did it not update? It was supposed to update. Rah! That's terrible. Episode 9. In C# using the .NET Core and SignalR. WTF Blub, thank you. I changed it, so I don't know why it didn't change. Alright, let me see if that actually updated. Still didn't change. Maybe there's some kind of issue on Twitch? Okay, it says it updated. Let's take a look again. Wow, nope, it really doesn't want to change. Oh, there it goes. Okay, it's updated now. Woo! Okay, how do I properly mock the repository with all the schedule entries in it? Nuffly, I'll take a look at your code if you've got it somewhere. Toss it in Discord and we can take a look. Casser, I couldn't imagine they would do something drastic, and it seems reasonable with the replacement alternative to VSTS, but some people on the internet are not happy about it. Yeah, so Casser, I think most of the people on the internet that are unhappy about it are just the people that are like, I'll say the Microsoft haters. And I would say in a lot of cases, if you're a Microsoft hater at this point, you sure better hate Google and Facebook and all the other big companies, because realistically, anymore, Microsoft is actually one of the nice companies. They're one of the ones doing, less evil. So back in the day, people disliked Microsoft for a lot of reasons. Some of them good, some of them bad, but I mean, anymore, Microsoft is really engaged in the open source community and helping out with things. So the amount that they do for open source is exactly, Root Guy. If Oracle had purchased GitHub, then, a lot of us would be like, well, it's dead. I mean, that's part of the reason why C# is, looked at as, such a nice language, is the stewardship of C# is fantastic. Whereas, for example, the stewardship of Java hasn't been as nice. So, Anyway, let's see. Messages, message list, items. Okay, so I think what we need to do is we need to have an event trigger. So, what do we want? We want... Let me just do this. On... public event args, no, public void on something what is this? On decision made. Right? Oh, wait. Sorry, Nuffly, what happened? What is this? Oh. Yeah, Nightbot doesn't let you post links. So, sorry about that. You sent me a paste bin, schedule command, new mock repository object. So what do we have here? Var simple command equals new schedule command, new mock repository object, and then you mocked up a chat client. You pass that into the process. You want to verify that the message was sent to... It did a send message. Oh, okay, so essentially, what was your question, Nuffly? How do you mock the repository with all the schedule entries in it? Okay, so this object right here, this new mock object, put that into a variable. Once that's in a variable, then you can call on that variable the setup method, and setup is actually what will let you have a return. So you'll say setup, that it's going to call the list method, because the list method's the one that's going to return all the schedule entries, and then from that you can say return and the new list of those entries, and that's what you'll do. So, but I would only return one just to make this simpler. Right here. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, so on decision made, I hope that made sense. Okay, so okay, good. Anyway, what I need to do is this. I need to go to this. Actually, wait. How do I wait for the result? I guess could I async the thing somehow? I mean, we're waiting for a callback. Alright, I'm going to do it the simple way for now. We're going to invoke this, and then we're going to call that. We're going to wait for the decision to be made, and then we're going to clear it. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to make a private decision decision wait. Decision question mark. Underscore decision equals null. So this is going to be null to begin with. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to set it equal to null here. So this is the method that gets called. This is the entry point into this code. And then I want to set that to null and return what the value was. So I'm going to say var decision to return equals our decision. Then we're going to set it equal to null again, essentially making it possible for us to do that again. No, it's not null. We're going to say while decision equals null. So we're going to sit here and spin for now. Thread dot sleep. Yes, I know this is terrible. Don't worry about it for now. We're just going to put this in and then we're going to fix it later. We'll fix it later. So we're going to sleep until this thing's done. That's going to come back on there. Okay, so we need to say decision.parse, try parse. The value is going to be message, and we'll say ignore case. Out decision. If nope, don't put it in there. Wrong place. Equals water balloon. Okay, so if you didn't give us something we could interpret, you're returning a water balloon. Otherwise, we are going to set the value that you gave us. Okay, because my brain's not working right now, WTF Blub, I said that already. I was like, yeah, we're gonna do this because I can't think of what I'm actually supposed to do here. So, I already commented on that. But yes, you're right, we should be doing a task completion. But it's fine, I think this will work. Receive message. I don't care who the user is, I don't think. I think I just want to get message back. Guess user and message. Yeah, alright. Maybe we'll just have it be a string. There we go. Right? Okay. So we're just going to get back what the decision was. Nothing else for now. We'll adjust what that is later. So send message, receive message. Okay. Okay, I think that works-ish. Let's pull up the hub. Actually, now that I think about it, do I want to do this differently? Let me look at this. Send a message is what I called it. I don't want to call it that. We're going to call it request move. So we're going to do this. Request move. And make decision, passing back So I think that will make. Can this be? Can that do that? I'm not sure. Maybe that can just do that. We'll see if we can get it. Decision, 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 decisions. There we go. Lots of decisions. So we'll just do this. Send a sync, decision, rock. That's going to be a decision, decision, decision. We'll just sleep and do that. This needs to go to API, root URL. No? Name equals name. There we go. Okay, name, decision. While that's null, do that, and then as soon as it's not null, we'll be out of the loop. And down there, this might work, or we could end up in an infinite loop. We'll see which one happens. Nothing like writing code on stream to figure out whether or not stuff's gonna work. Okay, so step one. We are going to run the client. So I'm going to go ahead and get this running. Hopefully I didn't miss anything in our SignalR setup there, but we'll find out right quick when it bombs out on us. Okay, so in theory our foo hub works, but I'm not going to check that just yet. Let's go here. View in browser right there. Okay, both of those sites are up and running. Run the game. Boom! There we go. Okay. Run synchronicity may not be called on a task not bound to a delegate. Alright, so it doesn't like this. Oh, right. I don't need to worry about it. I can just run it, and then we're gonna set that up, and then we're gonna do that. Actually, now that I think about it, shouldn't we have this up first? We should have that up before we call that one, since one's gonna trigger the other. I think that's the order we need to have these in, unless I'm smoking something, and I don't think I am. So let's go ahead and start this again. Luckily, it's just the server that needs to restart. Alright, we might get caught in an infinite loop. This might work. We'll see which one happens. So we are trying to use SignalR Core for this, and I love WTF Glove's questions, like, why didn't you use this? And I was like, well, Stream Brain. I wasn't thinking about it. I was like, when I was typing it, I'm like, this is terrible, but I know it'll work. It's what my brain's coming up with right now. Speaking of which, I'm actually wondering how my lighting is today. I actually added a light right there. It's actually not bad. It's pretty soft. It's not blinding. Hopefully it works a little bit better. Wonder how long we wait. Waiting for that page to do anything. Because we can sit here a while, and I don't know how this communication's going. So in theory, our one web project is talking to the other one, and I would think this would be fast, but it's entirely possible that we're caught in an infinite loop. So that's a good point. Oh, I'm not debugging. I was going to say I'd click the pause button, but I don't think I can. Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right. Yep. You win. It will be. So let's go back into SignalR bot the Wise. Wah! I didn't mean to click there. Thread sleep. 5. I guess we'll just burn through our threads here, huh? Yeah, I didn't do the math on that. Multiplying by 1,000, yeah, that makes 100 seconds long. Alright, actually, I really should have debugged that. Why didn't I debug that? We're going to debug this. And I'm going to toss a breakpoint here because I want to see if we ever get to that. Because I'm not confident we ever do. That'll tell us if we're in an infinite loop or not. Nuffly. No, you're saying Notatime only the time zone database it uses only has the standard time zones and doesn't have the daylight savings ones. That's weird. Maybe they have two sets? I'm not sure. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I'm not hitting a breakpoint. Alright, so we'll stop that again. We're going to go ahead and debug this one more time. Okay. So it's made that. Actually, this is where I wanted the breakpoint, not there. That's silly. Okay. Request move, huh? Okay, let's make sure this is actually getting called. So I'm going to debug this one instead. I want them both. For some reason, it was not letting me have them both open, which is weird. I ran that and it didn't immediately open it, so that means it's not hitting that hub. Why is it not hitting that hub? Why you no work, hub? Why you no work? Ooh, that's a good question. I'm going to do this for now, just to make it simpler. I'm going to remove the need to pass a variable. So we're going to make it super simple. We weren't using it anyway. So we're just going to say request a move. So we're not going to pass any data. Which I think gets to what you were alluding to, which is could be something with the payload that we're passing in when we call this foo hub here. And actually, did we get the... we did get the foo hub set up, right? We have everything in startup. Wait, wrong startup. I'm like, wait, none of it's here. Okay, it's over here. Map hub, foo hub to foo, yep, and then use signaler. Okay. Alright, so those are in there. Let's go ahead and we're going to run this again. Okay, it's definitely there. Might be working, who knows? Go back to the foo hub. Alright, so that's where I had my breakpoint. So we're going to do this. We are going to view that again because that should restart it, I think. Debug this. So there is our... Now we're going to call run the game. See what it does. Nope, still not hitting it. It's not hitting my hub. Why do I want to do that? Am I doing something crazy here? I don't think I'm doing anything crazy. We messaged all, right? Yes, all. Wait, where did I start the connection? Maybe that's what I missed. I don't start the connection. There. Got it. That's why. I never called start async on the connection. Okay, which I guess I'll just do here, even though it's kind of hacky to do that. Oh, that's seriously the only reason why that wouldn't connect. That's annoying. Don't miss stuff like that. Ah, welcome to programming. Where half the time the only issue is that we just missed something stupid. Alright, so now those work. Oh man, Signal the Wise. That was super fast. Oh man, was that quick. I don't know what it played, but let's do this. Let me go grab Cleverbot. I'm going to go adjust the hub. I'm going to see if I can put that back in there. And now down here, request move. Previous result. So now we're going to do this. I'm going to restart both of these. So we're going to view this one again. I'm going to view this one again. So we're going to start it again. If this works, I'm going to use our Cleverbot and make this one actually just run the Cleverbot. Run the game. There we go. Signal are the wise. Fantastic. So let's do this over on FooHub. New Cleverbot. This is essentially what would Cleverbot do. So it should now be as smart as Cleverbot. I'm not sure what's going to happen when they face each other, but one of these two is going to win. Handily. Alright, so let's go ahead. We're going to start these up again. Let me just make sure I super kill them. So, I'm going to kill both of those websites. I just stopped IS Express, stopped them there, so they will definitely not be running. Now I'm going to start them up again. Okay, both of those are going. So now I want to say run the game again. Signal are the wise. Who did you lose to? Who did you lose to? Okay, Signal are the wise. It beat Rocky. That makes sense. It tied Paper? How did it tie Paper? How did it lose to Sharpie? Signal are the wise must have only been playing Paper? I think it's only playing Paper. Well, that's dumb. In that case, let's do this. I'm going to toss a breakpoint in here. I want to actually see some of these rounds. So this is why we need to get the data. So one of our next things that we need to do is actually show the data of what it actually played at each point, so you can see the results of a match. Because a lot of us want to see, like, what did it actually decide? What did it do there? So there was no previous decision, so it votes rock. That's fine. What was the previous one? Let me bring up the watch. So delete. I want to watch previous decision dot opponent previous, and then I want to check decision. So they played rock, so we're playing paper. Wait, did it disconnect because I did that? It might have disconnected because I did that. Might have left it waiting too long. Yeah, smart bot. Alright, hang on. So we're going to do this. Continue. Rock, so we're playing paper. Rock, so we're playing paper. Rock. I need a conditional breakpoint here. The condition is that previous decision dot opponent previous does not equal rock. So we're waiting for the opponent's decision to not be rock. Run the game again. Okay, first time the opponent doesn't have a decision yet. But then some other time, someone else should come in. It's like no one's facing this. Ah, there we go. There we go. Ah, wait, this is the same thing again. Paper. We play paper, we play scissors. Yes. Signal the Wise should be winning every time. What's it doing? Is it still playing? Anyone else confused by that? I'm confused by that. It's like it's not really making its decision. Is it just making him so fast and I'm just not catching it? Alright, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say public static int count equals 0 if count greater than 2000. This is going to really mess it up, by the way. That's going to cause a major problem, but don't worry about that, because I'm going to toss a breakpoint in there anyway. (2001). Opponent played scissors. We played paper. Wonder who our opponent is right now. But our opponent keeps playing scissors and we keep playing paper. So here's what we're going to do next. So it seems like what we're passing back isn't getting used. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a look back on the other side at the SignalR bot. So let's get this one running now. We're going to debug the other one. I want to see what results we're getting. You have a Discord bot in C#. Yes, it is absolutely possible to run C# code in a Linux server. So the bot that we build on here, the C# chat bot that we use to connect to Twitch, someone actually did write a Discord connection into it. So we built it so that all you'd have to do is write the Discord classes and it should connect to that just fine. And you just tell it to wire up to that instead. And we do know that it will, like our bot will run in Linux, and it's written in C#, so yes, totally possible, especially if it's .NET Core. If it's not .NET Core, you can run it on Linux using Mono. For example, oh crap, our bot crashed. Maybe I should have looked at what the error was before I closed that. But let me get the bot back. Wonder how long the bot's been down. There we go. Welcome back, bot. Show some links in chat, bot. Thank you. And then, who needs errors? Yeah, Kasru. So I want to get it actually. So we're using some basic logging, but I actually want to get it logging to a system so that I don't actually have to look at those error messages while I'm on stream, because I don't want to take the time digging into those. When what I'm not doing is not, like, if I'm debugging and things like that and fixing errors, yeah, I'm going to dig into the errors with you guys. But when we're doing something else, I don't want it to distract. So we're on this one. I believe I started that already, so let's debug this. So we're going to debug this side so we can see what's happening on the SignalR bot. So we're going to run the game again. Request move, previous result. And we are hoping to catch that decision in there. Boom, we're in here. Decision is rock. We request a new move, and it's paper. Previous result dot opponent previous. There we go. So we're saying they previously played that, so we're going to play this one. What are we being called from? Run round. So I want to jump to the next round, so we're going to remove that breakpoint temporarily. Who are the bots? Rock only and SignalR bot. There we go. I'm going to toss the breakpoint back in. So he's choosing rock. Welcome. Thanks for following. You go up one more level. Oh yeah, that was run round. I want to run a match. I want to jump to the next match. Okay, next match. Players are paper only and scissor only. We don't care about that match. Paper only, water only, nope, don't care. Paper only and clever, we don't care. Paper only and random, we don't care. Paper only and SignalR. Alright, we care again. Okay, so there was no previous decision, so we're choosing paper. They're choosing paper, so we're choosing paper. We shouldn't be choosing paper. Yep, we're choosing the wrong thing. Why are we choosing the wrong thing? This is not right. Oh man, that did not work right. Yeah, thanks, Castro. I wasn't even gonna try it. Yes, welcome. I did not know it would. Yeah, that. Welcome. Hi. I need to pack some stuff for around. Yeah, no problem, Nuffly. Feel free to hit us up on the Discord, and we'll see if we can take a look at that. I am wondering. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. I'm wondering if maybe there's some kind of a communication issue. I want to know how many times the SignalR bot gets called back. So I'm concerned that maybe some additional requests from when the rock round was running have made it so that we're now getting extra paper calls because we requested rock so many times from it. I'm not sure. There's something going on. Because Signal the Wise is not winning enough times. So, Signal the Wise, player 2, so it beats Rocky. It beat Paper this time, but it did not beat Sharpie. It tied to Sharpie, which means that for some reason it was overplaying Scissors. So something is getting it confused here, and it's not playing right. Because Cleverbot we know works, because it always wins. Either way, I want to get this into a SignalRBot branch. Actually, now that I think about it, let's do this. Okay. The reason I put it there is because I want to change things. I think I want to separate these two bots. Well, I guess I could. You know what I can? Let me see. I want to commit the other one. Is this pull request in here? Web API bot. Once I merge this in, so I'm going to merge in the Web API bot, which we were looking at before. So we add in the concept of ties. I fix that. We get that. So I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to make myself my new branch. So we're going to merge in the Web API bot. Fetch that. Now I want to grab master. We're going to fetch master. Okay. So now I can make a new branch, and we're going to call this SignalRBot. Create the SignalRBot branch. Alright, I need to rename the hub, no longer Foo Hub, because that name is crappy. And you're all like, what? No, Foo Hub was the best name! We knew what it did! Decision Hub. Okay, Decision Hub it is. So now on startup, no longer going to be here, it's going to be decision, which means over in the runner, we're going to say decision. Better name than Hubby McGithub Facebub. Yes, Ace Flameseer, I agree. It is a better name than that. Okay. So that seems to be working now. Let's go ahead and give this a try. Oh man, WTF Blub, that sounds awesome. He used Hubby McGithub Facebub, huh? That is ridiculous. WTF Blub, yeah, I will check that one out. You put it in the where is it? Put it over here, I assume. Yep, there's a pull request. 20% chance to survive. Oh, it's 5, huh? WTF Blub, I love this one. Actually, you should be able to tell if someone's a sub without, you mean, like, that's a setting. Okay. Yeah, I will check out that game in a bit, but I really love the concept. That sounds fun. So Signal the Wise. Actually, I'm going to call it Signals Are Wise. Signals Are Wise. Alright, there we go. Let's go ahead and run these again. We're going to make sure it works still. So run that one. And then right click maybe. There we go, run that one. Alright, so run the game. Signals Are Wise. Yeah, losing to somebody. Or I should say getting in a tie with somebody. Not doing as well as I'd like, but we can figure that out. But I want to get it committed because this is functioning now. Add SignalR bot implementation. I know, right? Cleverbot. Cleverbot wins! And seriously, SignalR bot is cheating and just using Cleverbot. Like, look, it just news up a Cleverbot and is like, hey, yeah, Cleverbot, do your thing. So we're seriously trying to cheat and use somebody else's thing. What are we doing? I will go ahead and explain what we're doing real quickly, just for anybody who is wondering. So this is one of our projects, is called Rock, Paper, Scissors, Boom. And essentially what we're doing is we're going to develop a site that we're going to deploy out on Azure. What the site does is it's going to let you compete in a game of Rock, Paper, Scissors, Boom. And this is kind of like Rock, Paper, Scissors, except that what you're going to do is you're going to submit a bot that is going to be competing in the game of Rock, Paper, Scissors. And what it will do is it will play a non-standard game of Rock, Paper, Scissors with a couple of extra rules. And essentially each bot is going to play 1,000 rounds of Rock, Paper, Scissors against each other bot. And the way it's going to work is the standard stuff applies, so Rock beats Scissors, Scissors beats Paper, Paper beats Rock. A Dynamite will be able to defeat any of the standard ones, so Dynamite beats Rock, Paper, and Scissors. And then a Dynamite will lose to a Water Balloon, and Water Balloon will lose to Rock, Paper, and Scissors. The Dynamite, obviously being the most powerful, is restricted, so in those 1,000 rounds you face against each other bot, you can only throw 100 sticks of Dynamite, so only 10% of the time can you play Dynamite. The remaining times you have to choose Rock, Paper, Scissors, or Water Balloon, and Water Balloon being the worst one, you probably don't want to use it unless you suspect your opponent's going to throw a Dynamite. Which means, since you know they only have 100, if you're keeping track, you can say, oh, my opponent is out of Dynamite, and I will never throw a Water Balloon ever again. Okay, so that's basically the way that it works, and your question of how are they going to connect? So essentially what we're doing is we made an example bot that you could deploy somewhere else, or what we're going to do is we're going to set it up so that you can, and yes, you could make an argument that there's never a reason to throw a water balloon. Yes, exactly. If they have no dynamite, you don't need to throw a water balloon. The Holy Flipper, welcome. Thanks for following. Hopefully you're all enjoying DevChatter. But yes, so the way that we're going to connect is we're going to set you up with this, and we're either going to figure out an easy way for you to deploy the bot, or what we're going to do is we might set it up so that there's a way for us to take your code and we'll like spin up our own Docker container and communicate with it that way. We're not 100% on that yet. So if I can do that, that would be awesome. But I don't want to try that unless I can get an account from Microsoft to run it, which I'll have to try and convince an Azure guy to let me do that. But if we can get away with it, I would love to be able to just have you send your code in and we would run it inside of a Docker container and use that. So we'll see how it goes there. Blue Raven, do people use C# for AI? Yes, there are actually people that that use C# for AI, kind of that sort of thing. There's definitely machine learning stuff on that. If you want to see machine learning stuff, I would recommend that you talk to Jennifer Marsman, which actually reminds me that I need to convince her to hop on our stream at some point as a guest. So I will link to her Twitters on here. No, WTF Blub, not necessarily yet. And actually, we've had a machine learning stream planned for a while on some other tech, so it's actually not going to be C# on that one necessarily. So she's part of the AI team at Microsoft. So she's like one of their public speakery type people. So Jennifer Marsman's pretty awesome. That name's really familiar, Chris. Yes. Yes, I do know who you're talking about. Yeah, so, we're definitely planning on doing that. If anyone knows Guy Royce, Guy is one of the people that I'm going to try to get onto our stream, coming up in, at some point soon, and, he is one of those machine learning-y type people, so we want to get him on here and get him talking with us as well. Oh, crap, I wasn't even paying attention. Who was it? Oh! Hey! I just realized, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. I just realized something really cool, everybody. Hang on. Let me go to our site here. So you're going to get a little bit of inception here as you get like stream in, stream in, stream in, stream in, stream. We have 105. We have 1,005 followers now. Check that out. We are almost to our goal. Which any developer in here would know that our goal was not 1,000 followers. Our goal is actually, as you'll see in here in our stream info section, we are going for 1,024 followers. But we did cross a pretty fun line there. So for all you base 10 people out there, you know, well, you know who you are, base 10 people. Yeah, exactly. 2 to the 10th. Yeah. So. Yep. Alright, so that does seem to work. Did I get that? Yeah, so that's committed, that's working. Were there any of the questions that I was answering for people? Where are you going to store user data? I'm not intending to store the user data, actually. The goal is going to be to just show it. So we'll accept your submission of your bot, and then when we run the whole thing, you'll see the results and something like that. We're using a entity framework to store our data in a database right now. So, and yeah, Kasru, DevChatter hype, man, that's pretty good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Huh. I'm not sure who the 1,000th follower was. I would love to be able to tell you. I can look on the list, actually. Now that I think about it, we should figure this out. Let's, while we're looking at Inception real quickly, I want to see who it was. Who was the 1,000th follower? So this is 105, 104, so 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, maybe he was. Confused then. Oh, could be. I'm not sure. It's tough to say. Anyway. Now the question is, who's going to be 1,024? Yeah, Castro, I thought Enrique was 999. We checked when he came in because I thought he might be 1,000. Yeah. So, well, congratulations, everybody that got a cool number. Unfollows to refund. Yes, exactly. And welcome, CZ. And yeah, I'm gonna go with is that Amazon Lord or Amazon Lord? I don't know. It's hard to say. Okay, so we got this working. See, there it is. Welcome. So we got that going. We have this. This is committed. Our signal bot is in there, and it's just not making the right decisions. So I want it to not face these because these are stupid, and I can't tell what they're doing. So I'm going to comment those out. I want it to only face random bot. We're just going to face random bot. That's going to be our only opponent because I want to see how it does against a bot that chooses randomly. So, Rando Carissian, you're up. Yes, our random bot is called Rando Carissian. You can thank Jimmy for that one. Now let's view this. So we're going to run both of these. They're both going. One of these days I'm going to get links and buttons and actually make this stuff work better. Okay, so Signal are the Wise beat Rando Carissian, which it's going to be random. To be honest, we could lose to Rando Carissian. However, I do want to see how we're making our decisions. So I want to go to our decision hub, hop over here, and I need to debug this one. Rando Carissian. Alright, here we go. So currently, neither one has that. Alright, so there was nothing, so we went with rock. They chose... Their previous was scissors, so we're going with rock. They chose water balloon, so we're going with rock. They chose paper, so we're going with scissors. This seems right. A flame bot. There you go. Let's see. Paper, scissors. They chose paper, we went with scissors. They chose rock, we went with paper. They chose dynamite. Previously, we chose water balloon. That seems right. This seems right. All this seems right. I see nothing weird going on. Okay. So, I'm going to assume that this works the way we want it to right now. It doesn't seem like there's anything weird going on. So I'm going to bring all the bots back in. So all the bots get to run again. Let's go ahead and stop debugging. And here's what I want to do next. So, Signals are Wise. Does this... I need to add the results. We need better results. So, first things first, I'm going to create this pull request because it's going to take a half an hour to get in there anyway. So, add signal or bot implementation. Even if I don't commit that yet, I want to have that in there. And then what I need to do is I want to change our display. So, all match results. What is in this? That's all full results right here. So this has a list of match results. The match results include the round results. Perfect. Okay. So what that tells me is that I can do this horrible thing real fast. So what I will do is this. I will get rid of all washed up. And I'm going to get rid of clever bot. And I'm going to get rid of random bot. So with all of those gone, the only bot that should ever win at anything is Signals Are Wise. It's the only one. Nothing should be able to win except that one. The other ones are all consistent. And somehow it's losing and tying. Okay, so clearly Signals Are Wise is getting confused and only showing one result. I swear it's not rigged, WTF Blub. This is a fair match. What WTF Blub is referring to is the fact that I seem to always win all of the various games that my bot has. There's an A. I don't know what this word is. So if you check it out, so our bots, like, feel free to play a game of Hangman against our bot. I showed an example there in the chat how to do it. Okay, so why is paper not Pappy? Ace Flameseer? Oh, that's a good point. What's a better name for paper? Paper. Flappy sheet. Tree beard? Tree beard. Yes, exactly, Blue. Funny wood. It's tree beard. You know, the tree's beard gets turned into paper. There we go. Oh, wait, what is that word? Oh, man. That looks like a... This must be one of the troll words inside the Hangman game, because that looks difficult. Oh, it was Visual Studio. Yeah. Good job, Blub. You got it. Nice. Hang on a sec. Huh. I do believe my wife is home. Alright, yeah, I'm not alone in the house. Okay, so let's take a look on the page. Pages, run the game. There we go. If she wanders around, I'll tell her you said hi. Let's see. So we put the results in here. Okay, so I'm going to nested for each here, but that literally is the data we have. So this is not, that is a match result. So this is round result. This is going to get ugly, by the way, which is why I made sure to turn off the other... This is why we're turning off all the extra bots. Because we're going to literally put 1,000 rows in here. So we need to only be facing one bot. Okay, so we need to have, in here we're going to have round results. Player 1 played. Round result dot player 2 played. And then I want to say the winner. So round result dot winner name. Which, yes, I know that's kind of ugly for now, but just give me a second to make this work-ish. Did I turn the bots off? Let me make sure the bots are off. Let's turn more of them off. That against 3,000, and then it's 9,000 records. We'll have 2 of them turned on because I want to show that he shouldn't lose to any of them. And just in case it got stopped, we're going to start up our example bot again. And then we're going to start up the website again. And we're going to go ahead and run everything. That showed that. Yep, there we go. So, run the game. Crash. Oh, there wasn't a winner. Right. So there could easily have been a tie. So we're going to say... question mark dot winner. Oh, that first one's never going to be that, but that. All right, I should just be able to do that. I don't think I should not need to restart it. Okay, so Treebeard beats the rock guy every single time. But we're looking for Signals Are Wise, which ended up in a tie against someone. So, in the first round, rock versus rock, it's a tie, and so we switch to paper. Now what happened? Did we keep playing paper when we switched opponents? Yep, we kept playing paper. So for some reason we kept playing paper even though we shouldn't have. Oh, wait, I just figured it out. I know what's happening. I know why. I know what's broken. I figured it out. There's a bug. I know what it is. Got it. This shouldn't be here. That goes up there. Done. Fixed. That was totally broken. That's the problem. Fixed. Alright. That is in the server. And now I need to run this one as well. That was like, I'm like, this makes no sense. Like, what is going on? Like, this seems to work, but it doesn't. So there was something insidious. That was, I'm fairly certain that's the problem. Signals are wise now beats both of them. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn off this piece here for now. And I'm going to re-enable these guys. And actually, I can even turn on random bot. And now it should win all of these times. So we're going to go ahead and run the server again. Alright. Run the game. How's it do? Boom! Signals are wise and cleverbot. That was the problem. Now it works. Got it. Got it. Fantastic. Alright, so... okay, so this is going to be 3 commits, actually. Rename the paper bot. This is... added code to debug a match. I'm going to say temp code. And then this last thing here is move the make decision connection to the CTOR fixes bug. Oh, we're doing a heist? Hang on. Is anyone the hacker yet? No! Someone got my hacker! Greendorf! No! What is it, Thug? There we go. Wait, what? Someone used me in their YouTube video? That's weird. I'll have to check that out. That's that seems kind of spammy, but Kazru joined the heist as the carrier. Nice troll video. Yeah, exactly. Seems spoopy. I'm not brave enough to click that link. Maybe someone else is. Well, yeah, you might not be a bot, but it still doesn't mean it's not a thing. It could be Fritz, actually. Fire copy, what's up with the link? Headphones, ouch. It's just loud swearing in Russian. Oh, nice. There we go. Oh, dang it. Alright, guys, we got arrested on our heist. I guess we shouldn't have talked about it for like 2 minutes in chat, huh? That was a bad idea. I guess the cops must watch my stream. Oh, check that out. It didn't know what to do with that. I wonder if we crashed the bot. Alright, so that is good. Let's check this pull request out now. So this should be getting updated. Added a signal or bot implementation. So the previous one had been green, and now this one is getting built. So we'll see what that ends up doing. AppFair will get back to us on that, and then we'll get that committed. Pull requests. What do we got? Sad pull request. Oh, yeah. I will gladly check out your pull request. Wall of Shame. Okay, a Wall of Shame command. Helps you understand who are the worst DevChatter viewers that haven't contributed yet. What? Thanks, Ace Flames here. Let me check out Blub's thing. Alright. Ace Flames here. I'll check that out later. We'll get you something different. Oh yeah, Greendoff. Did Twitch ever resolve whatever that dev section was? Yeah, Ace Flames here. We'll I'll give you some feedback on how to change it so we can actually make it something that's worth merging in. And then we'll get you your first commit, your first contribution. It'll be a good one. No, not denied. Requesting changes. There's a difference. Haven't got back to the bot because... Wait, what's RPSB? What is RPSB? Why do I not know what RPSB is? Oh, give me a break, guys, with the sad faces. What do you want me to do? We can just talk about this like this and, you know, discuss why, you know, merged pull requests don't get in there. So, oh, rock, paper, scissors, boom. Oh yeah, got it. How did I not know that? That's my own thing. See, we got the sad music playing. So, but we could instead play like happy music, for example. Like we could be all like, you know. Alright, request change equals deny. Anything. Thanks, guys. Thanks. Oh, man. Okay, anyway, let's take a look at this. Say win chance 20%, timeout duration seconds. Win chance. I kind of want to rename this. Let's rename this to make it clear that it's a percentage number. Assuming it is. Something like... is that getting covered by chat yet? No. Okay. Win percent chance. Add a single comment there. Timeout duration in seconds. Yeah, see like how that says in seconds. Protect subscribers. Okay, got it. Builder, that username, roulette settings. Roulette settings is a table in the database. That's kind of weird to have it as a table in the database like that. Because it's weird because we're going to get a whole table for this. Seems weird to have a table with one row. Perhaps a command settings table with a key value setup. Okay, not merge and having music flashbacks to all the times when Mario dying. Yeah, exactly.
Here we go!
Bugs are trying to get in my laptop. Pay to win. Would it be better to add it in JSON file? Blub, so we could do it as a setting in the JSON file, or we could switch to this, and then we can start moving some of our JSON settings into here. So if we did it as some kind of a key value, and actually, now that I think about it, perhaps, where is, perhaps something like command settings and have this structure. So we do like ID, and then command name full. And then what would we have next? So key value, essentially. Setting name. Maybe just, yeah, key and value maybe. Command, so setting for that name, the key and the value for that one, so then give each command that. I think that'd work. Okay. Yeah, Kasru. Pay to win is definitely what he's suggesting. Or it's not really pay to win, it's pay to not lose, I think would be the better description there. And YBW1, hello! Welcome. Welcome, everyone. Welcome back. Let's see. Timeout, ban? What? We're adding in ban? To what? The Twitch chat client? But then we're not calling it from anywhere? Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess we can put that in there. Yeah, cool. Yeah. Yeah, probably worth having here. Yep. See... I think I would consider not being shot winning. Now, we gotta give out some kind of coins if you win, right? The winner needs to... Okay, so what did you do for this? You did handle command, you did the settings, you grabbed that, you set up the settings. Display name, choose a random number if it's less than or equal to the win chance. Wait, 0 to 1. Oh, actually, if that's the case... wait, hang on. This would mean that a value of 20 would win 21% of the time. I think our math's off there. Because the equal to there, and your random number starts at 0, and it's an exclusive up to 100. So-and-so pulls the trigger of the revolver, clicks, name survived, the roulette. Otherwise, protect subscribers. That's pull the trigger and the revolver fires. A bright light flashes in it. Okay, so that's I like that. That's a good trick. No prize, but they don't win that. Time span from seconds. Timeout duration in seconds. Died playing roulette. Pulls the revolver. Okay, cool. Hang on. So then, what we need to do is give them coins for surviving here. Let's see. Requested some changes specifically about the settings and an off by 1 on the win chance. Wait, did I say? Oh, requested changes. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Causes error and bans everyone. Yes. Check to make sure ban isn't invoked via reflection or something. Yeah. Okay. Alright, cool. So, I want to chat with you all about a couple of other things. So today is June 7th, Thursday. We started, how long ago? Oh, the bot crashed? Oh, no, never mind. It didn't. It was just slow. That's a web request. That's why it takes a little second longer. So we've been live for about 2 hours, 40 minutes. We don't have all that many pairs scheduled, although I've got a couple of people I am talking to that we are going to get on the stream soon, I hope. Hopefully next week. So our next pairing stream that we've got scheduled is next week on Monday, June 11th. We're going to have Jay Tower here. He is another Microsoft MVP type developer, and you know, regional speaker. I think he runs a conference or something like that. Forget everything that Jay does. It's a lot of stuff. This is Jay. So yes, organizer of Beer City Code. So there you go. He does run a thing. I was pretty sure he did this one. So software conference that oh, interestingly, is this month. So he's going to be busy right after we talk with him, it sounds like. So anyway, so we've got that planned. We're going to continue on our other projects. I do want to mention, so we were just reviewing some pull requests that, as most of the people here know, all of our code that we do here on DevChatter is out on GitHub at github.com/devchatter. And if you are interested in contributing, you can obviously do some of that while you're here on the stream. You could do it on your own time, whatever. You can send it in and just wait for feedback on stuff. If you do want to get involved, you can send us issues, you can send us pull requests, you can just chat with us here. But one of the best places to actually talk with us is that link that I just posted in chat. It is our Discord, and that is where you can catch many of us when we are not actually streaming. So if you do want to catch us when the stream is not live, you can talk with us there. Firecopy, we have not wired up the DNS for that yet, which is why devchatter.com does not yet work. But our website will be getting deployed sometime soon. We were actually working on that on Tuesday on our Azure pairing stream, so expect that site to work sometime soon. And I also noticed that Nightbot didn't yell at you about that one, so I probably already have devchatter.com wired up as a whitelisted URL that you're allowed to link to. And other things. If you want to check some of our early videos, see how we were originally setting up things on the bot, some of the early streams, they're out on YouTube. We are actually pushing out our videos from, like, our recordings of our Twitch streams are going out on YouTube, so you can catch some of our older videos there. So if you do want to watch any of that, you can check those out. And additionally, up there in the videos section above my head is, and as if you're on Twitch, you should be able to see our videos section, which is this nice link to videos right here. And you can check out our previous streams. So this is the stream we're doing right now. So if you ever show up late and you do want to catch the beginning of the stream to see what it was we were doing, you can actually just, you know, bring up the video while you're still got our other stream going, see what we did at the start, and that's how you can catch what it is we were working on. So if you did miss the beginning, that's a way to do it. Awesome, thanks Firecopy, greatly appreciated. And other than that, I need to wrap this one up. So sometimes on Thursdays I run a little long. So usually the streams are about 2 hours long, but since I start 2 hours early on Thursday, I can usually run the stream a little bit late. But today I've got some things to do. That's actually why the wife is home. We're actually heading out shopping. So anyway, I will catch you all on Saturday. For those of you that don't know, our schedule here, we were talking about the schedule command earlier. Our schedule is Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. So if you are interested in catching our streams, mark those on your calendar, and you will be able to catch our stream 4 times a week. And yes, open window, if you pass it in without a parameter, it will tell you in UTC. And you can pass in for whatever time is your local time, as long as you know your UTC offset. And yes, some time zones, I'm guessing that's one that's in somewhere in Asia. Yeah, sorry, Firecopy. If you need, is that Central US time, so Central Daylight Time? If it is, then you want schedule -5. So that'll get you the Central Time Zone in the US. If you meant Central Time in Europe, then you wanted schedule +2, I believe. So those are our start times. So go ahead and put those in your calendar if you like, and you can catch us then. So we will not be streaming tomorrow, but we will be streaming on Saturday. So thank you everybody for attending. Hopefully you had fun. I did. And I'm glad our SignalR implementation worked so nicely. I mean, that was like instant how quickly it did that. So it's really awesome. Yeah, thanks Open Window. Appreciated. I like how it ignores your extra parameter on that one. Well, yeah, no problem. Yeah, see, it's the challenge of the timing of the stream. It's like I want to get as many people as I can, and so I try to hit as much of the English speaking world as I can, which means getting it so that both Western time in the United States all the way to UK is in there. And then obviously I do know that I have plenty of viewers in Central Europe that are not native English speakers, but understand it well enough. And my German is not good enough to do a German stream. My German's pretty bad. And that's actually the only other language that I speak. Yes, there are some Koreans that know English, but yes, in Korea, English is not the primary language. I know it's surprising. I mean, everybody thought, like, what, Korea? That's like the land of English. But no. Anyway, yeah, I was kidding. Have a great one, everybody, and I will see you on Saturday. And so you can convert that into your time, whatever time it is right now, 2 hours before now, but on Saturday is the next stream. So take care, have a good one, happy coding, and enjoy the rest of your day, however much there is left.